Do. Do. Give this a quick share. Gonna wait to see how many we can get in here. Okay, so I'm gonna see if how many we get in here, and then we'll get started. I know I haven't streamed in a while. I apologize. Work has kind of kicked my butt. So tonight is not going to be a game at all. It started. Tonight is not going to be a game. I do plan down the line to start streaming games again. Like I said, work has kind of kicked my butt. And when I come home from work, I am tired and go to bed. So, amongst other things. So, what I thought I would do tonight is because there has been a debate lately. Hello, Amanda. And Al Red. I would kind of give my take on it. And what I basically have tried to explain earlier, and will do my best to illustrate to you as best as possible. The best way I can put this is that while Strat-O-Matic is a fine game system, there is nothing wrong with the game system. Again, this is repeating what others have said. This is not about the game system. This is about the company. And what I look at is how much am I spending for a game, and what kind of quality am I getting out of that for my money. Now, we're going to compare we're going to compare a game that I play, 4th Street Baseball. We're going to stick to baseball. I know there's been people talking about hockey, and I've even talked about hockey, but we're going to talk about baseball. And I'm going to show you from both the 4th Street website and the Strat-O-Matic website the differences in prices and what you're paying for and everything. And hopefully it'll become clear about how much more you spend and what you get with Strat-O-Matic. So let's start with 4th Street, and we're just going to start with the baseball board game right here, and that is $49.95, and that's straight up $49.95 for the baseball board game. And then they do also have extra players like Strat does. However, you are only paying $9.95 for the extra players that did not qualify to be put in with the board game. Now let's go to Strat-O-Matic. And I'm going to pull board games on baseball. And we're just going to go look at the baseball board games by season. And then it asks you to select a year, so let's just go ahead and go with 2018. And look at that. To buy the Strat-O-Matic baseball board game for the 2018 season is $52. That is only the basic board game with the 2018 cards. If you want the additional players, you have to spend an additional $19, which brings your total to $71. Now, for the baseball board game on 4th Street, you get, and this is a bug, it is actually $49.95, not $59.95. This is a website glitch that I have already told Brian about and has not been fixed yet, but it is listed as $49.95, so don't worry about that. You get for $49.95 the complete board game with a season of your choice. And then, if you want the extra players, you're only spending $9.95 extra, not $19. So yeah. Now that's just the board game. I haven't even gotten to the computer version yet, and this is where it really gets good. Let's go back up here, 4th Street, computer game. Oh, you know what? Before I do computer game on 4th Street, I'm going to do 4th Street. I'm going to do computer version on Strat-O-Matic. Just for fun of it. Just for, as Al would say, ha-has. So we're going to go digital games on Strat. Baseball Windows game. Now, Strat-O-Matic Baseball 2019, the latest edition of their computer baseball game, is $42. $42 if you want the 2019 game. Just that. Now, if you want to add card images, it's an additional $18, which, if you check that, your price is now $60. If you want to add the card, just the cards, to your basic Strat-O-Matic Baseball 2019 game, the physical cards, that's $23 more, so that bumps the price up to $65. And yeah, it says save $38 right down there. You're going to see a lot bigger savings when I get done with this. When I go back to 4th Street. Now, if you want to add both cards and card images, it's an additional $33 onto your order price, which you're now paying $75 for just the computer game with the card images and the physical cards. And then, if you want a CD, it's an additional $10 on top. So, you're basically spending, if you want a CD as well, a total of $85. And I will come back to Strat when it comes to seasons. For the 4th Street computer game download, you are spending $29.95. Again, oh, well, looks like he fixed it on this. 4th Street computer download is $29.95. And it comes with, and I will go back here and I'll show you what you get. You buy the computer game, you get one season of your choice for free. After adding items in your cart, you enter a code for download orders or for CD-ROM orders. He also has a deal where if you buy two computer seasons, you get one free. Strat does not do this at all. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, let's go back to Strat, and I'm going to go back to digital games for baseball, because we're not done with this. On top of the $75, and of course, now, okay, I was just looking at the chat to see how everybody's doing. I'll get back to it. So now, on the digital game, the computer game for Strat-O-Matic, baseball seasons, well, let's pull it up here, and I will do a comparison right off the bat. Let's say you spend the $75 to get the cards, the card images, and the physical cards along with your game. You've already spent $75. Now let's say you want to buy the Baseball Daily 2019, which would, if you bought this at the beginning of the year, would allow you to play along with the 2019 baseball season, which is now over, so there's no real sense in doing this. However, if you were buying at the beginning of the year when this was released, you would be spending an additional $30 for 2019 Baseball Daily. Now let's say you want to go get the 2017 season. Let's pull it up. Come on, computer. There it is. 2017 baseball season roster, $25. $25 more. Let's add that on. 2016. It's another $25. So basically, $25 a pop for an additional season, should you choose to buy one. Now, here's the other thing, and I will go back to the computer game that I have mentioned that is really annoying, that annoys multiple people, and multiple people have said about this that it is a big negative. On the computer game, in order for you to be able to play the newest season, you have to buy the newest computer game edition. You are forced into doing that. Strat forces you into doing that. But it says down here, not only is Strat-O-Matic Baseball 2019 necessary to play the 2018 season, it's also necessary to play 1980, 2018 Hall of Fame, the 1912 Negro League season, 1919 Negro Leagues, 1933 Negro Leagues, 1998 Japanese League, and the 2018 Japanese League seasons. So there are a few other seasons that are mentioned that require the 2019 game. If you have the 2018 game, you are out of luck and you cannot play those seasons. Now, let's go back to 4th Street and to the computer game. Download is $29.95. I showed you this already. And for $29.95, basically nearly $30, you get one free season of your choice, you get the computer game, and seasons for 4th Street are $19.95 a piece, less than the $25 to $30 that Strat wants for their seasons. Now, granted, he does not yet have all the seasons, but he has stated that he is wanting to work on that and adding more seasons. Now that he is retired and doing this more full time, that is going to be one of his goals. So you can already see that you pay less for a company's game like this versus what you pay for Strat. And let me add one more thing here. You pay additionally if you would like the card images on a Strat PC game with the 4th Street computer game. I have it right here. I will pull it up. I can go right up. And it did not cost me any extra. I now have, here's Johnny Bench's card, and it cost me $0 to be able to get access, $0 more to be able to access it than I paid for the baseball computer game and the 1982 season. Plus, 4th Street is consistently updating their games. Now, he hasn't in a while, but he plans to do more of that. And updates are free. There's no new editions every year. Well, there somewhat is new editions. He will put out a yearly edition kind of release every now and then, but it's free. You don't have to buy it again. $15.95. Whenever you want to go add a new season, you just go put it in your cart, you pay for it, you download it, and it's there. You don't have to buy a new game every year to get the new season. Al says, the cool thing about the Strat PC game, you get the World Series setup and All-Star game setup. Yeah, I mean, technically, I could go in with any season here with a little work, if I wanted to. Let's say I wanted to get, I'm not going to actually buy, but let's just say I wanted to get the 2018 season, which I already have anyway, and then I download it. I have all the teams for the 2018 season. I can go in and I can replay the World Series matchup from 2018, just select the teams that I want to play and play a best of 7 game series. Only for $19.95. This is bugged again. It's showing $5 more, but it's $19.95. Anybody have any thoughts they'd like to share? I will give everybody a moment to kind of let that sink in and, maybe ask questions or whatever. It's clear that 4th Street is much better price-wise, Amanda says. Yes, it is. And that's the thing, is that, there's people out there that are like, but I played Strat for years and everything, and that's great, that's fine. If you have played Strat for years, if you have done draft leagues and everything, more power to you. The thing is, though, is that Strat has put out a product that they do not innovate with. As been stated before, they don't innovate with this product. They do not update it. They have the PC game interface is the same as it was back in 1990. Back in 1990. Back in the 1990s. It is the same today. The tweaks that have been mentioned to computer managers and all that, that to me is all behind the scenes stuff. All computer code stuff. And while such features are great to have, when the interface is not user-friendly, does not appeal to somebody that wants to play, that is looking to play the game, and have a decent interface to work with, they're not going to buy it. And that's exactly my thing, is that I am not going to throw down $75 or more when you talk about adding on seasons for a product that Strat does not want to update because it's not cost effective for them to do so. It was discussed in length by another member of the group, another member of the community, that Strat, the cards and dice version, their board game, the cards, how they are so paper thin and stick together and everything. The reason that they don't improve these is because it's not cost effective for them to do so because of the cost of printing. And that to me says that that Strat therefore is a company that would rather save money and give customers a crappy product for a more expensive price rather than try to anybody, I'm open to everybody's opinion. People that play Strat, Amanda says, wow, lost connection there. Well, my stream seems to be okay on my end here. Don't know what happened there. But, yeah, I'm open to hearing opinions from those that play Strat. It's nothing personal against you guys, that each their own. However, I just like to point out the price difference between a seemingly startup company like 4th Street compared to Strat-O-Matic, which has been around for years, and how a company like 4th Street is basically got a more competitive price, a more competitive product, the ability in the computer version to be able to pull up any player's card on the season you own at no extra cost to you. And yet Strat-O-Matic can charge upwards of $33 more onto the base computer game price, depending on what you want, if you want the card images or if you want the physical cards and the card images. Al Red Sox would love to see an improvement on animation. Yeah, that would be something that, I think compared to like baseball, compared to like the hockey game is such to where there's constant action flowing up and down the ice. back and forth, up and down. It's constantly moving, and that is why there is much more animation in the hockey game, whereas in baseball, you're basically getting a count. The batter is hitting the ball, and it's showing you where the ball was hit to and if it's a hit or an out. It's not up and down, back and forth like hockey is, and that's why there is not as much animation there, I think. That is something I can discuss with Brian, however, and see what he thinks about that, about animation, and maybe make the peg guys move a little bit more to show like the left fielder moving to his left a few steps to make a play, or moving back towards the fence to haul one in. I mean, that is an idea. Football has good animation. Yeah, the thing about the 4th Street football game is that it is really outdated. And Brian has said that he wants to do a massive update for it. And I don't know what he has planned for in that update, what he plans to change, add, remove, whatever. That's going to be up to him. And so, I haven't touched the football game much, but I've really played the heck out of the baseball and the hockey, and I really like both of them. The football one, I kind of would like to see a reset the season back to when you first installed it button, and I may discuss that with him because I kind of broke my season there with the auto draft feature that has players missing, important key players like quarterbacks missing from teams and everything, and I would like to be able to put everything back to the way it was when I installed the season and just go. So oh, you're talking about Strat. See, I have not played the football Strat again. I mean, okay, let's go into it again. Again, for football, for the digital games. I mean, okay, let's say you're getting good animation for the football game. Let's go pull the football game up. Alright, Strat-O-Matic Football 2019 is $42. And again, it's the same thing. If you want card images, additional $18. Add cards, $23 more. Add both cards and card images, you're still looking at plus $33, and then additional $10 for the CD. Now, I have not really gotten into Strat-O-Matic PC football, so I cannot, really attest to what this one is, but I have seen the baseball, and I believe I have played maybe the hockey at one point a long time ago, and was not very impressed with the interfaces of both of those. I had not done the basketball at all. So, Al, maybe if you like sometime, maybe I would be entertained in seeing. I would be entertained in seeing your Strat-O-Matic football and seeing what the interface looks like on that. Would you mind doing that? Let's see. I think we have some new people in here. Oh, hello, Beatles Eternally. Yes, Strat, Piff. Yeah, that's exactly what I am trying to. That's exactly what I am trying to point out, is just how overpriced Strat is, because I'm sure you probably missed the beginning of this. Welcome, Beatles. There's been a lot of debate in the community lately about Strat-O-Matic and whether it is going downhill, and I thought I would give a objective feeling of what you get for your money and how much you're paying for your money with Strat-O-Matic versus a company like 4th Street. And that, my stance on that. You're welcome to go back and watch all this, but basically, to sum it up, you're getting a great computer game with 4th Street. You're getting, the board game I have not played on 4th. None of the board games I played on 4th Street, so I cannot attest to those. I imagine they're really good, but I cannot testify to that because I have not played them. But I have played the computer games, and the fact of the matter is that for a much lower price with 4th Street, you are getting your choice of one free season. You're getting additional seasons at a much lower cost than with Strat, and you don't have to pay extra to view any of the player cards in the game. Al says Strat needs to get rid of nickel and diming their customer base. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's the thing, is that like the what was it? Okay, Al. Yeah. Al says, I have done Strat Football. I've seen you play Strat Football. I've basically seen the in-game screen, but I would be interested in seeing the other screens that are not in-game screens. That's what I'm talking about. Like the standing screen and the league selection screen, to see how different it is from the baseball game and the hockey game. That's what I'm talking about. I would like to be able to see. I've seen you play I've seen the in-game screen of Strat Football, but I would like to see some of the other screens. That's what I'm talking about. TP and Action PC and honestly Digital Diamond. I mean, yeah, this is based, first of all, this is like 4th Street and Strat are both companies that produce board, card, and dice games and digital versions of card and dice games. Now, Digital Diamond is a digital card and dice game, so I will probably include them in that. In that group, but Out of the Park is its own kind of entity. The thing I will say about Out of the Park that benefits Out of the Park is the fact that they have practically all the baseball history in the game for one price. So I will grant them that. But Out of the Park is not a cards and dice based game. So that's where I am going to say you're kind of comparing apples to oranges. Strat creates an artificial demand and screws its user base. I mean, yeah, it's like what Dave Little was talking. Dave Little was the guy that was on earlier. He was talking about the pitcher card. I forget how to pronounce his name. It was a Japanese player that was not included with the season, and that you basically had to buy extra. It was not included in the season. Robbie Dombrov is the digital version of Sports Illustrated Baseball and kicks the crap out of 4th Street. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, I mean, I play Dombrov, I play 4th Street, I play Out of the Park, I play various ones. The thing about baseball is that there's so many games out there. There's not a lot of like hockey or football though, and really when it comes to cards and dice, especially in hockey, I mean, maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but 4th Street and Strat are all that come to mind. Otani. Otani, yeah. The Otani card, there was a kind of an uproar about that, and Al Red Sox fan in that stream mentioned, stated, that they should have just included the Otani card as a gift to the customers. And I sat right there and I said, I agree. They should have just included it instead of making it something that the customers had to pay extra for. And off topic, but wow, St. Louis, death to the hated Braves. Yep, death to the hated Braves, alright. Yeah, I'm just, I just picked 4th Street as one to compare to Strat, to illustrate how there are companies out there that are charging less than Strat-O-Matic does for a product that they don't innovate with. And the same could be said for other companies. The same can be said for Digital Diamond, for Dombrov. But, this is one that, I found easy to compare with because it is one where you have to buy, like, the digital game and then buy seasons separately. And I'm comparing the prices of how much you spend for the base game and seasons versus on here versus how much you're paying for the base game and seasons plus whatever additions you want to buy with Strat-O-Matic. That's my main thing. So yeah, I think of 4th Street what you will. It's just that I'm just using 4th Street as an illustration for how much Strat is really overpriced. I prefer APA to Strat, both digitally and cards nice. Yeah, and you know what? And I will say another thing that that Dave mentioned, about how they don't want to spend the money for printing decent cards. I can tell you that I have handled a deck of APA baseball cards, in a set I bought earlier on this year, and those are actually made of much more quality cardstock than Strat-O-Matic's cards are. Hockey looks interesting, but how does the passing work? The passing, it's a very complex system. Al, I really recommend that you go look at ID Jester's videos and stream on the 4th Street hockey game, because he does explain it far better than probably I can here, and because he has more experience with the developer and having helped him kind of create the game, so to speak. APA is way too expensive comparing to Strat. Okay. Let's see. I will pull up, and I'm going to Google APA. Alright, let's go ahead and APA Games. Association of Professional Behavior Analysis. Oh my gosh, why is that the top thing? You would think that. Alright, so let's go shop. And I just opened a new tab anyway. PC Wise Mate, APA eats Strat for lunch. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and, so let's go to APA Baseball. Let's start with the board game. APA Pro Baseball Basic Game. Whoa, would you look at that? $30 for the basic game. And it comes with 4 2018 teams. So you're spending $30 for basically basic 4 2018 teams. Whereas, I didn't want to do this in one in a separate window because I didn't want to have to find Strat-O-Matic. There we go. Let's go back to the baseball board game. Baseball board game again. You're selecting your year, so let's go ahead and say 2018. Now, granted, you are getting the full season. You're not just getting 4 teams. It's still $52. You're still paying $22 more. Now, let's go. I'm just going to leave that up here. Let's go back here. APA Baseball. Let's see. Is there not something where you can buy season card app? There's like the 2015 Master Baseball season card set, which is $75. Yeah, but that's the Master season. I thought you could buy cards. I thought you could just buy cards. But you buy the Master Edition for the Pro Baseball game, and it's only $25, so you've only spent $55. Oh, here we go. Cards and accessories, maybe. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Cards and accessories. Baseball card sets. Okay. Baseball season card sets. Let's go with that. Okay, let's see. So, let's go with the 2018 baseball season. Okay, $75. So, yeah. So, let's just say for sakes alive that is more expensive than Strat. Granted that. Okay. Computer games. APA Baseball 5.75 is only $20. And then you get season discs. To add on season discs is only $20 a pop. So you're still spending for some of these. Now, some of these like 2012 season discs are $28, but you're still spending, but most of these are $20. Well, this one's 2017 is $40. 2018 is $40. I wonder if they're starting to do a price increase on those. But some of these, depending upon what season you want, you're only spending $40 for the computer game and whatever season you want. APA PC game engine is much better than Strat. I agree, and the only thing about APA's PC game, and the only thing that I will say is that unlike Strat-O-Matic, and where Strat-O-Matic has a slight advantage over APA, is the fact that Strat-O-Matic offers their computer game for digital download. APA, their computer game, you have to buy a CD. There is no option for computer download. It's a CD that's shipped to you, so even though you pay $20 for the game, you still have to wait for the CD to arrive before you can even play. There is no digital download. This, I think, is something that APA does need to work on. Sports Time Machine says that's the Ernie Harwell game. Yes, it is. And that is where I think this computer game shines in is Ernie Harwell, and how you can get a fantastic play-by-play experience with this particular game, as I have shown off in the past. Yeah, Robbie, but you have to pay for the full game every year from Strat. What bollocks? Exactly. And I've mentioned that earlier on, is that you are forced with Strat to buy the newest computer game every year to be able to play the newest season, as well as, and I will show this to you again, Beatles, because this might make your blood pressure go up just slightly. You may not care about some of these seasons, but I will show this to you again, and I will point this out again. Let's go down here to where it is. Strat-O-Matic Baseball 2019 is necessary to play not only the 2018 season, but 1980, 2018 Hall of Fame, 1912 Negro League, 1919 Negro League, 1933 Negro League, 1998 Japanese League, and the 2018 Japanese League seasons. So it's not just the latest season, the latest MLB season, but there are a few others that require the newest Strat-O-Matic game, and that is something that is just not a good business model to have if you're Strat-O-Matic. So, that's something to think about too, is that Strat does not, allow you to play those seasons without ponying up for at least $42 for the new game. Any other thoughts out there? Any other comments? Not an Al Red Sox fan, not an Napa fan, but I do enjoy Strat. But as I say, play what makes you happy. And exactly that. It's like I said, I have no ill will towards those who play Strat. That is fine. That is fine with me if you play Strat. I just think that their business model is not one that is very good, especially when they have a product that is not innovative, and they refuse to improve, and that's one reason I don't buy into their stuff, is because they don't change, they don't improve. Strat and Napa are failing to bring in new punters to their games. They will die to other digital and cards and dice games. I think Strat is more guilty of this than APA. I think both are guilty of this to an extent. Where I think APA is guilty of this is the fact that they don't offer their PC game in a digital download. I do think they are pushing forward with their APA Go a little bit more. I would like to see them, do, so that people can play APA online, albeit yet in a subscription service. I would like to see them push that into an app form, because there's a lot of people, as has been expressed by other views, that use their smartphones and their tablets a lot, and I think that would be a good route for APA to go to with APA Go. And they could really appeal to some of the younger generation out there and keep their game going and get new blood interested in the game, in their game, through that. So I think they do have a pathway to success there, whereas Strat-O-Matic, I think, Strat-O-Matic has apps for card viewers and daily fantasy You can look them up, but they don't have a game. They don't have something you can pick up and play. Yeah, but ApaGo is half-baked. Yeah. What I would like to see ApaGo do is put in master game rules. That's what I would like to see them do, and that's what I thought they were hopefully working on, but maybe that's just something that takes time for them to add in. Anything else out there that anybody has? I'm well, don't hold your breath, Robbie. Appa lacks vision nowadays. Yeah, especially, with not putting their computer game in digital download format. That's clearly a lack of vision, it's unfortunate, because they do have a great product there. They have a better product than Strat's PC game. I just, I don't know why they don't consider the fact that a lot of digital games now are being gotten through digital downloads and that they need to follow suit. Anybody else have anything here? I think this is a really good discussion to have, and I'm glad we can have it in such a spirited way that nobody is at each other's throats here. Baseball for Windows was and is a revolutionary product, but Appa isn't developing it or ApaGo. Yeah, definitely baseball for Windows. I don't know nowadays what they are doing with ApaGo, but it seems like what they're doing is putting out. It seems like 2018 season for baseball for Windows, they put it out. They don't really improve upon the software to where they get a broadcaster that can say every name in these later seasons, because Ernie will not say every name in the 2018 season. He is limited in what he can say, what names he has in his database. I want Glory Days Baseball. Glory Days Baseball. I'm not familiar with that one, Beatles. I'm not familiar with that one. Let's look it up. I'll look it up right here in front of everybody. Really? Oh, great. Glory Days Baseball League? What the heck? Whatever happened to the Glory Days of Baseball? Beatles? It's in development. Okay, yeah, I was thinking there might be a website for it already, but I guess not. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that... Yeah, it's not out yet. Yeah. So, yeah. There are games out there that definitely, are better, though, than the product Strat puts out. And if anything, I just hope I open some people's eyes out there that are even considering buying the Strat PC version, and stop and look at the fact that I've used just 4th Street as an example, that there are other companies out there that can do better. And you know, since Beatles mentioned it, let's go ahead. Let's pull up Dombrov. You know. I mean, I'll go ahead and do that. He's been working on a next gen version. He's been working on it for ages, it seems like, and hopefully it's going to come out at some point. But the current version is a premium computer baseball game for only $19.95. And you can download Dombrov Baseball Seasons absolutely free of charge, and there are a lot of them available. A lot. So there are companies out there like this and 4th Street and others that put out better products than Strat-O-Matic at more reasonable prices, and don't charge you an arm and a leg for this and for that and nickel and dime you everywhere. Beatles says, I have to ask, has everyone finally stopped their love affair with the NPNG Plus? I think it's really not a good game. I haven't seen a lot of NPNG Plus being played lately. The thing about it is that it's kind of an APA clone. It's a free game. It's a free game, and it's still out there, I believe. I'll just go into another tab. NPNG Plus. I'll just keep opening up tabs. Yep, here it is. National Pastime Next Generation. It's still here. It's a free game. And you can download. You can download it as PDF. And there's an Excel helper one too for absolutely no cost. Well, let's see. Yeah, you can download a lot of seasons for absolutely no cost. You know, it's a free game. I mean, freaking dreadful game. Sorry. You know, yeah. I mean, it's an APA clone. It's not APA. It's an APA clone. I don't play it. But, so I don't know what may be dreadful about it. All I know is that's an APA clone. You see, what happened was when APA was born, it wasn't copyrighted properly. And it's such to where, as long as you don't like copy the colors of APA cards, you can create a clone version or like a version of your own using your own cards and your own rule set, and that's what NPNG Plus is something kind of like that. I'll stick digitally with Action PC, out of the park, Dynamite, and Baseball for Windows. Yeah, you know, Action PC, that's another one. The Action PC. Okay, thank you, Beatles. Beatles is having me open up tabs tonight. You should feel proud, Beatles. You should feel proud. Action PC Baseball. Let's open it up. And why not go shop? We'll just go look at prices. And so I will go to the baseball game. The 2019 baseball game comes in 3 different packages, depending upon what you want. The basic package is $38, and it includes 24 of the greatest teams of all time. Now, if you want more than that, you can buy the deluxe. You can buy the deluxe package for $48, which gets you the complete game, which includes the 2018 season, 1958 season, 1919 season, and the 24 greatest teams as well. Or you can spend $68 for the deluxe classic package, which gives you the 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, 1984, 1958, 1927, 1919, 1895, and 24 great teams. Those 24 great teams. So, and then, should you want to tack on seasons, let's go 2000 to present just for ha-has. They're not very expensive. They're only $15 a pop. Not $25 to $30 a pop, which you pay for Strat, and you don't have to up now. Action PC, they offer a new game edition every year, but you do not have to buy it in order to play the newest season. You're not forced into that, unlike Strat. And Dave has a lot of sales. Correct, he does have a lot of sales. Currently, there's not one for baseball, but it looks like. But, and I'm surprised there's not with the playoffs around. I thought he might be doing a sale with the playoffs going on right now. But, you know, still at $15 a pop for a season, it's not terrible. And there's lots of seasons to choose from. There's even special sets as well. Look at this, 1934 Negro League Baseball, $12. You can get the 2019 Baseball History Collection for only $59. You can get baseball's top 160 teams for only $29.95. So really, you know, it is a lot more economical, and you save a lot more money to go with another company that is not Strat-O-Matic. Action PC has every season from 1880 to present. Correct. And yeah, that's the thing. Is that you can go pre-1900, 1880. There it is, $12. These seasons are $12. 1880 all the way to 1899. Those years are all $12. That's all you pay for each individual season. Strat needs to get out of the PC market. They either need to do one of two things. They either need to do what Beatles just said and just get out of the PC market, or they need to wake up and realize that there are companies out there, if they looked, and this one thing I think I really, in my opinion, I think they don't do, is they don't look at the competition that's out there and see that there are companies like Action PC, 4th Street, Don Braw PC Baseball. I mean, look at this. I have probably just given you 3 other places you can go shop for a computer baseball game that has a computer baseball game and additional seasons at a cheaper price than Strat. I give you 3. Strat will never wake up, Nate. I mean, that's their choice, but they're going to find that they're going to have a lot of trouble staying in business eventually. And this is what ID Jester was saying, is that what's killing the company is the fact that they don't have customers that demand improvement. They don't. And it's unfortunate. Any other thoughts out there? Anything else that I should show or that you would like to hear my thoughts on? Look, ask how many new people play Out of the Park versus how many new people play Strat-O-Matic. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, and that's the thing, and ID Jester even took, a comparison of how Out of the Park baseball has transformed over the years. He showed off gameplay from Out of the Park 17 in his video. If you have not watched this, I highly recommend it. But he took Out of the Park, he showed off gameplay from Out of the Park 17, the 3D gameplay, and then he showed off the 3D gameplay of the current version of Out of the Park 20, and how it is loads better in just 3 years' time. 3 years' time. And what does Strat do? 2017, same version. 2018, same interface. 2019, nothing's changed interface-wise. No improvements. 2020 will probably end up being the same thing. Anything else out there? I mean, I'm happy to continue on as long as people like here. If anybody else has any thoughts here. Gotta go too, Robbie. I have animals to take care of all day tomorrow and my work. Cheers. Well, it's great to see you, Beatles. I'm glad you stopped by. I think I will go ahead and just wrap this up then, because I don't know if anybody else has anything, but I really, 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 really hope that I have opened some people's eyes to years, of done draft leagues and everything like that, and that's fine. If that's what you've done and that's what means a lot to you, then that's great, but it does not change the fact that Strat is overpriced. They don't seem to want to change anything because the customers don't demand it. And there's at least 3 other companies out there, and probably more, that are outpricing them and giving better quality than Strat does. And that's my whole take on this, and I hope that people will, look at this and see that there are other options, and there are better options. And I'm just echoing things that ID Jester has said as well. I don't mean to step on your toes, ID Jester, with any with coming in here with a stream on this, but I feel like it is kind of necessary, you know, and if this was something you're going to show, I apologize. But, you know, I kind of feel it needs to get out there that there are better choices out there. Amanda, welcome back. Sorry about your internet. But yeah, you know, we're just basically wrapping up here. You know, I was just basically, what you missed is I basically shown two other companies that outprice Strat and give better quality in their products than Strat. You know, so basically there's three that I've shown in here that have better quality and better prices. So, all right, well, I think that's going to do it for now. I hope to get back to streaming some games very, very soon here. So, be on the lookout for that. I apologize for having not streamed in a while. I am going to get back into the habit. Like I said, work just kicks my butt and leaves me coming home tired. So, and needing a nap. Or basically not a nap, but sometimes a nap if it's in the daytime. If it's at nighttime, it's basically bedtime. So, so I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope this was quite informative to everybody. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and take care. Have a good night, everybody.